book, the Valley of this, the Kabbalah and Exodus are talking about us now. And they got a chapter in there called the Valley of the Decision. And this chapter was somewhere in the 60s, where we had been taught doctrine and been hung by trees, where we had to decide on whether we was going to do the white man thing or going to build a nation for our own. And the majority of us shirked that possibility of doing our own shit. And the majority of the people followed Martin Luther King in the Valley of Decision. As a result, in the ancient book, they said we would suffer from that. As a result, they gave us a birthday party in 1976, 1976, the bicentennial year. And the year after that, they started the Clone Wars based on perfecting the cloning. And as a result, let's put it this way. As a result, and I'm telling you this, and if you think about it, it makes sense. But you're going to have to think about this with your spirit and don't think about this with your intellect. Your intellect can get to the point where as you can reason Mickey Mouse is a motherfucking damn player. You know what I'm saying? You have a spiritual faculty and think with your spirit on what's been going on here. Now let me explain this to you. They hired George Lucas out of college. George Lucas made a movie called THX. It's in the computers, it's in the video stores. And it's a movie about all the black people being killed off in the future. But one guy comes in and started, he's with, and Robert Duvall is in this movie. And came out in 71, and one black guy escaped, and he came to Robert Duvall and he said, I'm not a real, I'm a doggone synthetic, which means basically they done killed off my race. And he was telling them all this type of stuff, but they had him in this same social engineering and shit that I was telling you about. Now the key is this. Only black people they showed was on TV. That was also in Logan's Run, 1976. Remember, Richard Pryor made an observation of it. Even in Star Wars, they only had one black person left, Landau Calrissian. Now what happened? All the Jedi warriors was killed off. You got to understand what's going on here. Now let me tell you this shit. This shit is real. I just wish, serious business, I just wish you can damn really actually just imagine this shit how I'm seeing it. I ain't telling you to damn keep it as law. You do what you want to do. I'm just telling you, we just reporting shit for you to put in a file, and just so happen on the hereafter, if the shit is true, you'll say, well, that motherfucker told us so. But it's true. Anyway, look, this is what I'm saying. Because ain't no way in hell, listen, ain't no way in hell a nigga from Mother South Carolina can get this shit. The shit is, listen. I went through 12 years of school and damn near 4 years of college without studying. Only time I picked up some books, I was an art major. Fuck it, I'm gonna study for an art major. And a good one at that. We don't study, we're creative. All of a sudden I don't become a damn scholar. I'm telling you because it's spiritual. Now listen to this. In 1977, they started something called the Clone Wars. And listen to what I'm saying, but think with it with your heart. What if? No, let me back up. Okay, I'll say it first. What if the government came in and replaced the majority of black people in this country with robots? What I mean is this here. What if the government came in? Now don't get alarmed. If the government came in, cloned the majority of black people, killed off the rest, and the only ones that survive is you, and you all alone right now. Now let me explain this to you. If you get the book The Making of the Third Eye by Vera Stanley Adler, if you get the book Ancient, The Finding of the Third Eye, Vera Stanley Adler, in that book she'll tell you that in the last days, the people's third eye consciousness is supposed to open back up. Right. If you get the book Ancient Practical Egyptian Magic by Murray Hope, it says in that book that the ancient people, which is us, have a time capsule in them like melanin, which is melanin, that will trigger in the last days, and they will have the knowledge of the great ones, which means you have the knowledge of the higher self.
Yes.
You get that?
Yes.
If you get this book here, Mark Balfour, based on the studies they had predicted by 1986, the people who have the original blueprint are the Akashic records, Akash meaning black, all the melanin, their time capsule of their ancient history will open up, and they will be back with full knowledge of what they call detailed files. I have detailed files. Now my point is this. We had melanin. By the late 80s, all of the melanin in us was supposed to open up. It says in the Bible that the books will open up and the people will read from the books, but if your name ain't in the book, you'll be cast in a furnace. The book is Cosmic Records, which means you got melanin. And if your name ain't in the book, that means that you don't have melanin. Why is it that the majority of people that walk around this motherfucker dumb as shit don't know what time it is, don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, yet the thing was due to open up? That means that the government had to come up in here and kill them, and the only people that's actually awoke is you right here in the consciousness, are trying to figure some shit out. How can you walk among, I ain't even talking about you no intellectual and you got no African clothes or whatever. How can you walk amongst your damn people and don't feel some kind of damn hurt? Yeah. Say, damn, what the hell is going on? The third eye just means that your awareness starts picking up. But there was more awareness in the early 90s. Now people are more dead. You better go back and get the movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1978 one. The 56 one was good, but you got to get the 78 one. Where the Chinese man said, that's not my wife. That's not my wife. He said, she looked like that, but that's not my wife. You see? I'm telling you this. But don't worry about that, because you can't kill us. Only thing they did was transfer the souls and where we going in the first place. Because the earth realm is through. You see what I'm saying? They only transferred them souls of where we going in the first place. Go back and look at the Star Wars trilogy where they say the force is surround you and it binds us together. That means when they kill one of us, they become a part of you and they live inside of you. That's what the energy is. So they say you protect yourself when you call on your ancestors, because the ancestors become a part of you, and the ones that's left down here still alive, you more powerful now. The only reason why they couldn't kill you because you agreed to come back and do this shit now. You agreed a long time ago, say I gotta come back. Right. See what I'm saying? Now, if you get the book to let you know about the cloning thing in the Star Wars thing, because the Star Wars thing's a star. Every man, every woman is a star. Yeah. The word Kim in Egypt means melanin. There's another word called Techium, which means heavy star material or stardust. That's melanin. You ever hear the word stardust? You know where to get that shit from? That's melanin. We got ancient words, we don't know where this shit coming from. That's in you. They say Techium is stardust, it also means a group of people living on the earth. The ancient ones who are the star-headed ones, which is you all. Now look at this. The Star Wars was talking about, go back to get the movie. They used one man to hunt down the Jedi warriors and kill them. Now, show you what this cracker is dealing with. What is the Jedi warriors? In Egypt, you will see some shit that look like this. And it's called the Jet Pillar. You put an eye on that, it's the Jedi. If you remember I told you you would go back and read my shit, get my lectures. I got about 100 videos out now. But if you get I got over 100. But if you get my videos, I I told you that the ancient Indian word from India for the word melanin was called the Bindu seed. Anybody ever heard me say that? Yes. The Bindu seed, I think it's the Bindu seed, which is melanin. If you get, let me show you the one I want you to get. The Star Wars, the annotated screenplays. Star Wars, the annotated screenplays. Show you how these crackers are dealing on your ass. Science fiction is science fact. Right. Hello. Star Wars, the annotated screenplays came out about a month ago. Motherfucker, I walked in the store, it was putting the shit out. I picked the shit up, cloaked myself, walked out the front door with the shit. They ain't had no tag on it or nothing. I said, they stopped me. I said, it's my shit. But I advise you not to do that. Y'all ask me not to go to jail. Fucking around. You got to be a Jedi to do that kind of This is the guy who wrote it. That's an A now. I write like the book. Yeah, that's a U. This is the screenplays. See, when they make a movie, they might have 3 or 4, 5 drafts before they cut it down. This is the annotated shit, which is all the stuff that they took out. They have in the little captions. In here, he said, I read about 40 mythology books. This was George Lucas who wrote the thing, wrote the screenplay. He said, I got most of my shit from a book called Joseph Campbell's book, A Hero of 1,000 Faces. I'm gonna get it right. Joseph Campbell's book. I'm gonna see if I put it on here. The hero with 1,000 faces, Joseph Campbell. And in here he said that I ran up on the word Jedi, but it was called Jedi Bindu, which means that the Jedi Bindu, which is talk about the melanin carriers. The Jedi is the jet black eye, or the jet killer, which is talking about black people. And they say what? Luke Skywalker hunted down all of the doggone Jedi Wars and killed them all but 2. Now go and get the Dark Crystal produced by the same guy, Gary Kurtz, who was the producer of Star Wars. Who did the Dark Crystal? What did they do? In ancient mythology, in the Bible, they got a group of black people we would call what? The Nephilim. In the Dark Crystal, they were called what? The Nephilim. And what happened? They killed them all off but 2. This wasn't subject. This was a estimated thing on what they was going to do to you. If you think I'm lying, why is it that Star Wars, why is it that Darth Vader and them in Star Wars fought in something called the Clone Wars, but they don't adequately explain it? That's why you got to go and get this book. A Guide to the Star Wars Universe. A Guide to the Star Wars Universe. Write that down. It's all in this book. And the name is A Guide to the Star Wars Universe, and the guy who wrote it is called Bill, and I gotta write this down because I don't know this Russian shit. Bill S. Hold on, let me get it right. Oh, let me see what it is. A Guide to the Star Wars. Yeah, SLAVICSEK. SLAVICSEK. In the book, they go into the whole cloning shit. This shit is real. And they say first they created the cloning like they did in Germany, but they couldn't create the people with the force. They couldn't clone the people with the force. The force is melanin, called dark force or dark matter. They say, but later on, after years, they learned how to create the forces in the damn book. When you look up sporadic cloning, Spartan or cloning cylinders, they tell you on the back of the book about the Spartan cloning cylinders. And to read it in its entirety, you can get a book, there's 3 books by Timothy Zane. One is called Heir to the Empire, the other one is called Dark Force Rising, and the other one is called The Last Command. This is real shit. They writing all that stuff. They writing down history on what they did to us. And it's right in the damn book. That's why they released this again, because this is the 20-year anniversary of the Clone Wars. Now, go back and backtrack. How in the hell can black people just all of a sudden, you cooling in the 70s, gets going and shit, motherfucker getting down in the damn 80s and shit, you doing all right, and then somewhere in the late 80s, chip this, boom, fall apart. You killing motherfuckers. You doing all kind of shit. You walking around with blonde hair. All clones. The dope dealers, clones. The gang shit, clones. All orchestrated by the government. In a massive clone war, and this time we didn't know what hit us. Because if a person has technology out here and don't tell you that the technology exists, you have no way of reasoning what will make 14-year-old boys go up and shoot motherfuckers in the head. Right. To let you know that it's got to be a government program. If it was a natural trait for us to do this, you would have seen things like that in the 70s, in the 60s, in the 30s.